Here.
Mayor Pitts.
Here.
All count.
Okay. I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will please take the appropriate position. Do we have a flag?
Alyssa will share the screen, I hope.
Hand over your heart. Repeat after me. I pledge of allegiance. Flag of the United States of America
and to
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Steve, I guess at this time we'll review any comments or public comments that came in from the public at this time.
We received no comments, Mayor.
No comments? Okay, then I guess we'll move to the agenda. And at this point in time, I'm going to recuse myself from the agenda and turn the meeting over to the Mayor Pro Tem.
I would also like to do the same out of an abundance of caution, and considering this concerns myself, I think it's the right thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and shut off my feed.
Okay, thank you. Steve, can you please give the staff report?
Okay, I'll start off and then I'll turn over to our city attorney. Basically, as well aware, we have a the council's call for a municipal election on November 3rd. We had a nomination period that closed Friday, August 7th at 5 p.m. We have 2 seats that are open. Those would be for Mayor Pitts' seat and Councilman Rossini's. Both are eligible for re-election. At that deadline, only the city clerk, we'd only received 2 filings from both of those individuals. They have since been eligibilized by the registrar of voters with the appropriate signatures and paperwork. So we have 2 candidates for 2 available seats, and I'll let the city attorney take it over from here.
So pursuant to the election code in this circumstance, when there's not another ballot measure or other city action up for election, the council has the ability to really do 2 things. One is to cancel the election and appoint the nominated individuals, or 2, go forward with the election. In this circumstance, it seems pointless to go forward with the election because there are only 2 people running. There is not an allowance under state law for write-in candidates in this situation, so you're not cutting off anybody's access to the electoral process by canceling the election because there are no write-ins anyway. So that being said, and having followed the procedures in Elections Code 10229 with the certification, the placing in the paper, and now the holding of this council meeting, it would be my recommendation that you cancel the election for the obvious financial reasons of saving some financial resources, and appoint the 2 council members who were nominated, that be Mr. Pitts and Mr. Rossini. That is all.
And I would clarify too that by appointing him, it does not change the term of their office, the taking office. They will officially take office in December and of this year, and then serve for a 4-year term thereafter. So just for clarification purposes, this does not change the term that they were running for office at all. And then also I would add that the registrar of voters has required that we provide a resolution, attached resolution, if we are changing the election, that to them 75 days in advance of the election. So for us, we would not be unable to wait until next Tuesday, our regular meeting. So hence we're having a special meeting, which will allow us to meet the 75-day deadline in the event the council does decide to cancel the election.
I would add one more point to that, is that the council members being appointed take office as if they were elected. So they are not deemed appointed council members. They are deemed as if elected, just for all purposes.
Okay, yep. Thank you. Any comments by the council? No? I have a comment. I think it's a true indication of what our residents are communicating by not anyone else stepping up, and I think that they're very satisfied with this council that we created 2 years ago when we had the new election for us 3. And I think that it's a testament to how well we are all working together as a team with Robbie and Vince, Chad, Bob. So the fact that we don't have anyone stepping up, I think, is a real positive sign that the residents are satisfied and happy with their choices. So with that, is there a motion on the floor?
I'd like to so move that we appoint
Councilman Pitts and Councilman Rossini to 2 4-year terms, that we cancel the election and that we approve the ordinance drafted by our city staff.
And again, we're not
There's
actually
second.
appointing them, right? We're just foregoing the election. I
Actually,
don't-
councilmen are technically appointing them.
Oh, we are. Thank you. I was kind of confused by what you were saying there. So we're appointing them, but they're appointed as if fully elected.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Great.
So is there a second to my motion?
I would second that.
Will you take the vote, please?
Okay, Councilman Colacott,
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Miles.
Yes.
Passes 3-0. So we'll notify the registrar accordingly, and the resolution 2020-3494 is passed.
Congratulations.
On?
Mayor Pro Tem, I would like to make one comment. I'm very pleased that at this we had an opportunity to reappoint 2 incumbent councilmen. They've both gone through the campaign process and received the affirmation by our residents to be part of the council. That hasn't always happened in the past. I think back in 2012, we had an election where we had no incumbents and 2 people applied, and there was no, since there were only two vacancies and only 2 people filed, they were automatically appointed without having to go through the gauntlet of a campaign and election. So we know these guys have tried, have gone through that process, have been tried, and done a good job. Look forward to working with all of you for the next couple of years of my term.
Yep, I agree. All right. Mayor Pitts, you're back on.
What, you don't want to finish? You're doing such a wonderful job.
You're back.
Steve, is there any other business to come before? Is
Vince.
Rossini come back?
I texted him. I haven't seen him. He may be trying to reestablish his link, so we might hold for a second. But there is, in answer to your question, there is no other business before the council today.
Okay.
He just texted me. He's trying to get back on, so there might be a little bit of trouble with the Zoom link.
Todd, I have a question for the council, if I may. It has to do with the meeting next week. No agenda items, but
That's fine.
okay. I kind of get a consensus if you guys want to do a meeting in person, or do you want to continue another month with the, this situation?
I'll go.
Everybody.
Hey, Vince. I'll go first. I would prefer to do a socially distant, as much as I like seeing you guys and being there in person, but I would rather do a online meeting.
Okay. Crystal?
I would like to do an in-person and socially distance if possible. So I don't know how we could do that, but I would like it to be at City Hall with all of us.
Okay. Councilman Colacott?
I prefer in person. I think it maximizes the access of our residents to the council.
Okay. Councilman Rossini? Are you back?
Vince, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. I think I got part of the question when I got back in on Zoom. Can you repeat the question? I apologize.
Yes, Councilman, I was asking the consensus of the council with regards to in-person meeting next week or virtual, or a hybrid of both. Now that we have all this new wonderful technology in there.
I prefer in person and on the dais next to each and every one of you. I understand social distancing, appreciate that, but it's virtually impossible given the size of our council chambers.
Okay.
I would, just for clarification, I think we would have to, Mayor, as far as public access, I think we would be limited to staff and the council. Groups of 10 are sitting over 10 is still not allowed under the code, supposedly in indoor settings. So council's 5 staff would be pretty much make up the bulk of the remaining 5 if we have the sheriff and fire present. So just for food for thought, we could do it either way. We're prepared, but I just want to make sure where it would not be generally open to the public.
Well, if we did a hybrid meeting, the sheriff and the fire department could attend remotely. We could have a podium set up so that people could come in one at a time and speak. My concern has been with this situation is not getting the public access to us with, unless it's through an email. And I want to hurry up and get back to some normal state if there is a normal state after all this is over with. But I also want to make sure that we keep everybody's opinions in mind and try to do this the best way possible. So with Steve and I'll put our heads together and see if we can accommodate the socially distance, the public, and a hybrid meeting so that those of you that want to attend virtually can, those of us that want to be seated can, the public can come and show up if they want to, but they'll have to do it one at a time into the council chambers. But I'll talk to Steve and see what we can come up with, see what we can work out, because we've got to make sure the dais is also socially distanced. So, okay.
I like that idea.
Okay, do. Anything else, Steve?
No, sir.
Todd?
Congratulations, Robbie and Vince.
Oh,
Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Looking forward to several more years with you guys. Fantastic.
Likewise.
Okay, with no further ado, I'll adjourn this meeting. Look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday night in one form or fashion or another.
Back in the-
Guys.
Thank you, Mayor.
See you
Thank
guys.
you for your time.
Have a good evening.
Bye.